everyone, how are you all? I hope all are good. So, in the previous video, there was a question for you. Have you done that question? Okay, I will tell you the answer. The question was, if we are having a linear equation in two variables, I asked you whether it is possible that a, b, c can be irrationals like root 2, root 3. Is it possible? Yeah, because in the definition of linear equation in two variables, I told you that a, b, c are real numbers, and for the real numbers, it is possible that it can be rational as well as irrational. So a, b, c can be irrational if in the question it is asked like root 2x plus root 3y plus c 5 is equal to 0. So if they ask whether it is a linear equation in two variables, yeah, definitely, because root 2, root 3 is possible, irrational numbers are also possible. And in the real line also we can see that if we are having like this real line 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2. So we are not just considering these 0, 1, 2. All the points in between them are possible, and for the y-axis also, if we are drawing a line like this, only 1, 2 are not the solutions. All the points which are in between 1 and 2 are possible. They are solutions of the given equation. Wherever they meet, they will form a solution. So for that reason I can say that the variables can be rational as well as irrational. So there is no problem in this at all. Now I will take a quick recapitulation for our previous video. It was about coordinate plane. First of all, I told you what is a coordinate plane. If we are having two lines, one is horizontal and one is vertical, and if they intersect at a point in a plane, then that plane is called a coordinate plane, and the lines which we consider, one is horizontal, that is x-axis, and the other is vertical, that is y-axis, and these two lines are called coordinate axes, and where these two lines intersect each other, that point is called origin, and its coordinates are always 0, 0. That point is origin, coordinates are 0, 0, and any point in our coordinate plane, we can write it in the form of x, y, where x is a point on x-axis and y is a point on y-axis, and we consider x as the perpendicular distance from the y-axis and y as the perpendicular distance from x-axis, and in the form of rectangle like this we join them, and where they meet, that is the original point, and we call that point as coordinates of the given point. If we want to locate a point in a coordinate plane, we call it the coordinates. X, y are called the coordinates, where x is called x coordinate and y is called y coordinate, and in the other name x is called the abscissa and y is the ordinate, and their combination is x, y. These are called coordinate. These represents the position or location of a point in the given plane, and the plane is our coordinate plane. Now these are called order pair also, because they are in pair, and order is very, very important. If we are having x, y, and if we are having yx, that is not equal. xy is not equal to yx until x is not equal to y. If x is not equal to y, then xy can never be equal to yx, because position is very important. X means x coordinate and y means y coordinate, and I can show. Suppose we have to represent 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose I have to represent 2, 3, 2 is here, 3 is here, so we can mark like this. So our point 2, 3 is here. We can name it as P, and now I have to represent 3, 2. So we will consider 3 here, it is the perpendicular distance from y-axis, and I will consider 2 here, it is the perpendicular distance from x-axis. And here it is Q, this is the position. See, both are different, entirely different, so we can't say xy equal to yx, because position is very important, order is very important, and because always they are in pair, that's why we call them order pair. If x is equal to y, then there is no problem. Suppose I have to represent 2, 2, if I interchange the order, then also it is 2, 2, so it will be a fixed point, so there is no problem. Now one more thing I told you, that these two intersecting lines, these two intersecting and perpendicular lines, these are always perpendicular to each other. They divide the whole plane in four parts, and these parts are called the quadrants. This is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. In 4 parts the whole plane is divided, and any point in the first quadrant will be of the form plus plus, any point in the second quadrant will be of the form minus plus, in the third quadrant it will be of the form minus minus, and in the fourth quadrant it will be of the form plus minus. I think it is clear to you. Any point, if both x and y are negative, you can represent it in the third quadrant. This we already discussed all these things, and one very crucial and important result is that any point on x-axis will be of the form x comma 0. Here there is no ordinate, there is no y coordinate. If I have to represent, suppose I have to represent 2, 0, it will be here, it will not move upwards, so this is the position of the point. I can write it like 2, 0, P is the point 2, 0, here y coordinate is 0, so any point on the x-axis will be of the form 2, 0, where y coordinate is always 0, and any point on the y-axis, it will be of the form 0, comma y. If I have to represent 0, 4 Q point, so it will be 0, comma y, because there is no x coordinate here, it is independent of x, only y we are considering the perpendicular distance from x-axis, therefore it is independent of that. I think all these things are very clear to you. And then we came to graphical representation of linear equation, and that was very easy. You were just taking a linear equation, any linear equation, you were just finding their solutions. Minimum 3 solutions were required, 2 are also sufficient, but for the safety purpose, for the verification purpose, we take 3 at least. 3 solutions we consider, and just we plot them on the graph. So it is very easy. Now we are doing some questions related to graphical representation of linear equation, and it will make the concept very easy and very clear to you. If there is any doubt, then by doing this practical questions, you will understand each and everything in a easy manner. Now, suppose it is given to us x minus 2y is equal to 4 is a linear equation in 2 variables, and some points are given to us. We have to check whether they satisfy the given equation or not. Means whether they are solutions of the given equation or not. Understood? You have to check. If we plot the graph of this line, so they will exist, they will lie on the line or they will outside the line. This can also be the meaning of this question. So it is very easy. First of all, I am considering this 0, 2. I have to check whether it is a solution or not. So in place of x I will put, because in order pair this is x coordinate, in place of x I will put 0 and in place of y I will take 2. So proceed. 0 minus 2 into y is 2. Y is 2 into 2. First of all, I am considering left hand side because we have to verify, and whenever we are verifying we are adopting this method. If we take both the things equal, then how we can verify? We are initially saying that these are equal, so there is a proper way that we should consider first of all left hand side, then we should take right hand side, and then we should say whether they are equal or not. So first I am considering left hand side. 0 minus 2 into 2, that is minus 4, and our right hand side is equal to 4. Are they equal? No, minus 4 is not equal to 4. So left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Therefore 0 comma 2 is not the solution. Is it a solution? No, it is not the solution of the given equation, because by seeing we can say our left hand side is not equal to right hand side. It is not satisfying the given equation. Now we will take the other one. Second thing is we have to check the coordinates of 2, 0. We have to check whether 2, 0 is solution of given equation. So in place of x we will take 2 and in place of y it is 0. So simple. 2 minus 2 into 0 is equal to 2 minus 0 is equal to 2, and right hand side is 4. Again left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Therefore 2, 0 is not the solution of the given linear equation. Now third point, 1, 1. We will check by 1, 1. So in place of x, 1 minus 2 into 1, that is 1 minus 2, that is minus 1, and right hand side is equal to 4. Again left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Therefore 1, 1 is not the solution of the given linear equation. Fourth point is root 2 and 4 root 2. So in place of c, here we are getting root 2, 4 root 2. So these are the values of a, b, c, and those are possible. Now root 2, in place of x we will take, whenever we are having a, b, c irrational, so x, y will definitely also be irrational. Those are also possible. Minus 2 into 4 root 2. That is root 2 minus 8 root 2, that is equals to minus 7 root 2, and right hand side is equal to 4 root 2. Left hand side is not equal to right hand side, so this is also not the solution. Root 2, 4 root 2 is not the solution of the given equation. There is no one which is a solution. Take another number, 4, 0. Now in place of x I am putting 4, left hand side minus 2 into 0, that is 4, and right hand side is 4. Thank God there is one solution. I thought all are not the solution, how is it possible? Now left hand side is equal to right hand side. So we got a very cute solution, that is 4, 0. 4, 0 is the solution of the given linear equation. I think you understood how we can find the solutions. We are not finding, we are just checking, we are just verifying whether the given coordinates are the solution or not. And we know that a linear equation in two variable have infinite many solutions. But till now we found by graph method how we can find a solution of the given. In the previous video we did this, how we can find a solution of the given linear equation. Now if some point is given, it is given, suppose 2, 3 is a point, and we have to find a line which passes through the point 2, 3. I am showing it by graph also. This is our coordinate system. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can take negative values also. 2, 3 is a 2, 3. This is the point. Sorry, 2, 3 is a point. We have to find the equation of the lines which passes through the point 2, 3. First of all, it is very amazing result that how many lines can pass through the point 2, 3. There are infinite many lines which can pass through the point 2, 3. So good, so amazing. See, this is a point. I can pass this line, this line, this line, this line, this line. So is there any fixed possibility that only this is a line which can pass through the point 2, 3? No, there are infinite many possibilities, many lines which can pass through the point 2, 3. Suppose there is a point 2, 3 is given and you have to find 3 lines which can pass through the point. So how will you do in that case? See, because I have to take x, y both linear equation in two variables. Suppose I am taking x plus y. So I have to think what should be there in equality. Suppose we can solve here. So if x plus y I am taking, x is 2 and y is 3, so it should be equal to 5. So our first equation is x plus y is equal to 5. You can check, x is 2, y is 3 and we are getting 5. In the previous question we checked the coordinates were given, we checked whether they are solution, and here it is given that the lines pass through this point and we have to find the equation of the line. So first is x plus y is equal to 0. Now suppose I want to take 2x minus y. So you can solve here. 2x, 2 into 2 minus y. Y is 3. That is 4 minus 3 equals to 1. The second solution is 2x minus y, that is 2 2s are 4 minus 3 equal to y, and it is verifying. The third one, suppose I want to take simply x minus y, or you can take 10x minus y, anything, because there are infinitely many solutions and infinitely many possibilities. So you can verify in the rough, you can check it in the rough work. 10 2s are 20 minus 3, that is 17 equal to 17. So 2 3 from 2 3, this line will pass, this line will pass, this line will pass. All these lines will pass through the point 2 3. So in the exam questions can appear like this. If point is given, you have to find the lines. One was solutions were given, you have to check whether they are, when solution, sorry, they are not solution, coordinates were given, so you have to check whether they are solution. In the second case, a point is given, you have to find the lines. Now third case is find the value of k if x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1 is solution of equation 2x plus 3y is equal to k. Here solution is already given. Find a value, but in the equation they are giving one unknown, and that unknown quantity we have to find. Always solution in the first case we checked the solution, but here solution is given, but in the equation they are giving an unknown quantity, so we can easily find. Because x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1 is the solution, so it will satisfy definitely the given equation. That is 2, 1 will satisfy the given equation. It will satisfy, so we can apply. In place of x we can put 2, and in place of y we can put 1, so it will become 2 into 2 plus 3 into 1 is equal to k. 4 plus 3 is equal to k, so k is equal to 7, and this was our aim. We have to find the value of unknown k. Find the value of k. This was our aim, to find the value of k by using the solution. Now we will take one statement sum. If the statement is given, first we have to convert that in linear equation, and then we have to plot its graph. So see what is the question. The taxi fare in a city is as follow. The taxi fare in a city is as follow. For the first kilometer, it is 8. For the first kilometer fare is rupees 8, and for the subsequent distance it is rupees 5 per kilometer. It is rupees 5 per kilometer, taking x as distance and y as total fare. Write this equation in the form of linear equation in two variables and solve it. See, our question is the taxi fare in a city is as follow. For the first kilometer it is 8 rupees. For the first kilometer it is always fixed. If you are going for only 1 kilometer it will be rupees 8, and for the subsequent distance, suppose you are going for 10 kilometers, then for the first kilometer it will be rupees 8, and for further 9 kilometers it is rupees 5 rupees per kilometer. So for the further 9 kilometers it will be 5 rupee per kilometer, so it will be 9 into 5, that is 45, and for the first kilometer it was 8, so it will be 53 rupees. Like this we have to think. Here it is given that total fare is rupees y, so y is equal to total fare we have to find. For the first kilometer it is rupees 8, and for the subsequent distance, for the subsequent kilometers, and because our total distance is x kilometer, so 1 kilometer already we have given fare 8 rupees. So how much remaining distance is there now? It is x minus 1. Think the example I have given for the 10 kilometers, for the 1 kilometer we have already given it is rupees 8, and remaining is 10 minus 1, that is 9 kilometer, and here it is in the form of variable, it will be x minus 1. So remaining distance is x minus 1, and for per kilometer they are charging 5 rupees. Like 9 kilometer we were multiplying 5 into 9. So see again, total fare is rupees y. We can write this y, because it is total fare, is equal to fare for the first kilometer plus fare for the remaining x minus 1 kilometer is the remaining distance, and for the x minus 1 kilometer it will be 5 into x minus 1. So I think you got. So in the statement also they can ask the questions, and we have to first form the linear equation and then we will solve it. So y is equal to 8 plus 5x minus 5. Y is equal to 5x plus 3. So this is the equation, and according to the distance, suppose here distance x is equal to 10 kilometers as I have given the example. So our total fare will be 5 into 10 plus 3, that is 53. If the distance is 15, you can accordingly find, and according to the distance our fare varies. I think this is clear to know to you. Now I will show it on the graph also. They are asking show this equation on the graph. So our equation is y is equal to 5x plus 3. We need this. Y is equal to 5x plus 3. First of all we find the coordinates. If we are taking x is equal to 0, then our y will become 3. So our first order pair is 0, 3. Now if we are taking x is equal to 1, y is equal to 8. This is our second, and if we are taking x is equal to, because it is in distance, but for marking we can take negative also. X is equal to minus 1, then it will be minus 2. So minus 1 comma minus 2. These are our coordinates to plot the graph. These are the solution of the given linear equation. These are 0, 3, 1, 1, 8 and minus 1, minus 2. Remaining portion I am giving you a rough idea on the graph paper. You can draw it nicely because their distance is accurate, and you can plot the points and you can join them with the scale. Here I am giving you a rough idea. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Minus 1, minus 2, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our first point is 0, 3. So 0 is here and 3 is here. So this is our first point. Second point is 1, 8, 1 and 8. Third point is minus 1, minus 2. Minus 1 and minus 2 will go down. I think this is clear to you how we can plot the points. Minus 1 in front of minus 1, and here a perpendicular distance from minus 2. This is the point, this is the point, and this is the point. We can join this and we are getting a line. We are getting a line. So this is our graphical representation of the linear equation, and the question was in the form of statement. First you have to convert it. See, it is given to us y is equal to 2x plus 3 is the equation of a line in two variables. There are infinitely many ways by which we can write the equation of a line. See, first we can write it like minus 2x plus y is equal to 3. We can write it minus 2x plus y minus 3 equals to 0. We can write it like y minus 5 is equal to 2x minus 1. When we are solving it, we are getting 2x minus 2 and we are getting y is equal to 2x plus 3 again. See, it is the same line. So there are infinite ways by which we can write the equation of a line. Now we will talk about the particular form of the line that is called the slope-intercept form. We are having an equation y is equal to 2x plus 3. This is the particular form of a line and that is called the slope-intercept form, and we can compare it with y is equal to mx plus c, where m is slope and c is equal to y-intercept, where m is equal to slope and c is equal to y-intercept, and this is the particular form y is equal to mx plus c. Now, question arises, what is slope and what is y-intercept? We have never heard about that. So, I am going to explain you what is the slope and what is the y-intercept. First of all, whenever we are putting x is equal to 0, suppose in this equation I am putting x is equal to 0, I am left with only y is equal to 3. So value of y is always called y-intercept form, where x is equal to 0. Only that value of y where x is equal to 0 is called the y-intercept. See in the graph, and it will always, suppose like this, 1 2 1 2 3 4. This is the point 0 4. 0 4 is the point. So here our x coordinate is 0 because this point is on the y-axis, and the distance from this origin is 4. So this distance is called the y-intercept. I think it is clear to you that y-intercept is the distance from the origin to the point where x-intercept, where x coordinate is 0. So whenever we have to solve and whenever we have to find the y-intercept, simply we will put x is equal to 0, because in the equation where x coordinate is 0, in the graph also we can understand. So simply we are putting x is equal to 0 in the given equation, and we are seeing we are getting our y-intercept. So it is very easy concept. Now we will come to the slope. What is the slope of a line? In general life, what we are talking about slope, the slope word is frequently used in our daily life. If I am walking on the straight road, there is no slope, there is no tilt, there is no steep. So suppose I am having this line, there is no slope. If I am moving this line like this, like this, like this, slope is increasing, it is tilting a lot. So this is called the slope. When the steep is higher, then the slope is higher, but when it is at the perpendicular distance, their slope is undefined. And for the x-axis, if we are talking, if I am talking about this line, I have to find a slope. So there must be some inclination with x-axis, and if I find that inclination, I can say that is the slope. If you know little bit trigonometry, we can say tan theta is the slope in that case. But if you are not knowing, so no problem is there. So a tilt is always a slope, and according to it changes according to x-axis as well as y-axis. When we are talking in the line, both are involved. See how. In general, we can say rate of change of y according to x is called the slope. Whenever our y is changing, then x will also change, and that is the slope. How we can define? Suppose I am taking this x, y. Suppose I am putting x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 3. If I am putting x is equal to 1, then my y is 5. I am putting in this equation 2 1s are 2 plus 3 5, and if I am putting x is equal to 0, I am getting 0 3. Now rate of change of how much x changes. Its initial position was 0 and then it moved to 1. How much change? I can take it in that direction or this direction, so no problem. Suppose I am considering from right to left, so 1 minus 0, change is 1, and that change is called delta x. I think you are familiar with the word delta. Delta always shows the rate of change of. This is the rate of change of x. X is changing 1, and in that case our y, how much y is changing? 5 minus 3, 2. I have to choose one direction, either from this to this to this, or from right to left. Either any direction you can choose. I am taking from right to left, so delta x is 1 and delta y is 2 here. Now I am taking x is equal to 2, so whenever I am taking x is equal to 2, our y will become 2 2s are 4 plus 3 7. So how much change is there now? Again it is 1. Here delta x was 1, again here delta x is 1, but we can see the change is 2 here. Same here 1, here change is 2. Now I am taking x as 4. Suppose I am taking x as 4, so my y will become 11. So how much change is there now from 11 to 7? Change is 4. So delta y is 2 here, here again 2, and delta y is equal to 4. If I am taking a distance of 2, then my delta x, if 2, rate of change of x is 2, then rate of change of y becomes 4. So what we can say about the slope? Slope, we can denote it by m. Always we denote the slope by m. That is why we call this equation as y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the slope and c is the y-intercept. So slope is equal to y is equal to here slope is equal to m. M means rate of change of y divided by rate of change of x. If any line changes like this, the rate of change of y divided by rate of change of x, that is called the slope of the line. So I think at what inclination the line changes? Tilting. Tilting, if varies the slope, that is called the slope. Here delta y we can see in this case. Delta y, if delta y is 2, so delta x is 1. So here our slope becomes 2. 2 divided by 1. Here in other case, if delta y, rate of change of y is 4, then rate of change of x is 2. Again slope is 2. So slope is same everywhere for a particular line, and I think you understood the concept of slope. I will show you. So we can generalize a formula also from this delta y by delta x, that is rate of change of y divided by rate of change of x, and rate of change of y we can say y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is also the formula for the slope of a line. See how. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Suppose I am taking, when x is 0, y is 3, when x is 1, y is 5. When x is 1, y is 5. So they will meet here. So this line will be like this. So this is the rate of change of x when x moves from here to here. This depends on you, how much distance you are taking. If you are taking 1, you are taking distance 2, but accordingly you have to take the distance from y. If you are taking distance from here, so perpendicular distance this you have to consider like this. If you are taking from here to here, rate of change of x means x changes how much from here to here, whatever it moves, accordingly you have to find the rate of change of y, and that is called the slope of the line. See, here the line changes like this whenever it goes. So there is a typical pattern by which the line is tilting, line is changing, and that tilt we can say the slope of a line. I think this is clear to you, and its formula becomes, because if we are taking 2 points x1 y1, x2 y2, so we see the rate of change of y. Rate of change of y we can say y2 minus y1, and rate of change of x we can say x2 minus x1. From here to here, if we are changing, it is the rate of change of y, and from here to here if we are changing from to x1, it comes from x1 to x2. So change is x2 minus x1, and from here, suppose from here to here it comes, so change is y2 minus y1. So it becomes a formula also for the slope. M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and you can remember this formula, or simply you can find the rate of change of y divided by rate of change of x. So slope is our rate of change of y corresponding to the rate of change of x. So it is just a change. How much the line gets steep, our slope gets changes. So I think you understood the concept of slope, and you understood what is y-intercept. Now we will take few questions. Now we have to find the equation of a line whose slope is -6 and y-intercept is 5. We have to find the equation of a line. Slope is given, y-intercept is given, and we know the equation of such type of line is equal to yx plus c. This you have to remember, and we have to write ourselves. Y is equal to mx plus c, and we know because slope is -6 and our slope is m is equal to -6 and c is equal to 5. Directly it is given to us, just we have to put in our linear equation. Y is equal to -6x plus 5. So easy. So you know the slope, you know the y-intercept, just you have to remember this equation and put these values in the equation. You will get the equation of such type of line. Now another question is, the line has slope -1. You have to find the equation of a line whose slope is -1 and contains point 30 and contains point 30. So there is little simplification we have to do. Slope equation of line in the slope intercept form, y is equal to mx plus c. Slope is -1. So in place of m we will put -1. So y is equal to -x plus c. But now here c is not given, but there is one condition that the line contains the point 30. This means 30 is the solution of the line. This means 30 satisfies the equation of the line. So in place of x we will put 3 and in place of y we will put 0. 0 is equal to -3 plus c. From here c is equal to 3. Therefore required equation of line is equal to y is equal to -1x plus 3. In place of m I put -1 and in place of c it is 3. So y is equal to -x plus 3 is the required line which has the slope -1 and contains point 30. Now I will take one more question. The line contains point 2, 6 and 5, 0. The line contains point 2, 6, 5, 0. Now we have to find the equation of line which contains the point is. Now 2 points are given to us. So first of all let the equation of the line be y is equal to mx plus c, where we need to find both things m and c, that is we need to find slope as well as y-intercept. Now here we know that m is equal to delta y by delta x, rate of change of y divided by rate of change of x, and delta y we can say it is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, or simply you can write y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. It doesn't matter whether you are taking this thing first and this afterwards, or you can take this first and then on the second position, but you have to consider if you are taking this on the first here, then you have to take this here, and vice versa. If you are taking 5, if you are taking 0 first, then in the case of x also, because rate of change of direction is also important, you have to consider one direction, either from upward to downward or from downward to upward. So y2 minus y1 I am taking, it is 0 minus 6 divided by 5 minus 2, that is minus 6 divided by 3 equal to minus 2. So now we know the slope of the equation, we can put it in the given equation. Y is equal to minus 2x plus c. Now we need to find c. How we can find? Because this line is passing through both the points, so we can put any one in the given equation and it will satisfy the given equation from that, because there is one unknown c in the previous when we start the question of linear equation. In those questions also we did these type of questions where we found the value of k. So here also it is the same way. Suppose I am taking 5, 0. Wherever 0 is there, it is easy to solve. So maximum we try that we should take the coordinates which contains 0, because our calculation part becomes very less. So 5, 0. In place of y I will put 0, and in place of x I will put 5. 0 is equal to minus 10 plus c. From here c is equal to 10. Now we know m, now we know c, just we have to put in our equation. Y is equal to minus 2x plus 10. Here is the required equation which contains point 26 and 50. So how easy this was. Slope intercept form, just you have to remember the form. It is just a simple linear equation. You are converting it in the form of this, where m and c, you know it, these are slope and y intercept, and now you know the concept, so it is very easy. And you can plot the graph also in a very easy manner. Earlier as we did, same way you have to use. आई होप कि आपको आज का वीडियो बहुत अच्छा लगा। अगर आपको कहीं भी कोई भी परेशानी है तो प्लीज़ आप कमेंट करिए, आई विल डेफिनेटली आंसर। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। टिल देन बाय बाय।